Hello, welcome back to the FX Championship 2027 Season 5 here in Saudi Arabia for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, the penultimate episode before the finale. My oh my, we're in the closing stages of this season. And if you just come back after a crazy, I don't know the words to describe last race in Monza. That race was absolutely crazy. We've seen so many incidents. And yes, we do have an update following that big incident involving Aiden Jackson. But this track, Saudi Arabia, one of the fastest circuits on the calendar, consists in a total of 27 corners and 3 DRS zones. It's a very fast track, and the corners will be coming at you very quickly. So you've got to ace this one, and it is prime to incidents and mistake. If you make one of the mistakes, well, it's going to cost you throughout the whole race. And here's the championship, and there's your little note, the FAX Racing update following that incident from Aiden Jackson that happened in Monza. Unfortunately, he is not going to be partake in this episode or next episode, so that means we will have a reserve driver. First time we have a reserve driver in the FX Drivers Championship, and it's Ashkan. So Ashkan will be replacing Jackson for this race and next race. He's not going to score any points for Aiden Jackson. He's just scoring points for himself and the team. But what a shame for Jackson. I do wish him a speedy recovery, and hopefully we will see him in future FX championships or FA championships in the future in the FAX Racing series. Let's just quickly go through the championship so far, because it's Sawyer leads the way, then Vare, Megan, Yaya, Brittany, Maya, Ethan, Connor, Parker, Salash, Elijah, Jackson, Maddie, Biggie, Jordan, Branson, Noah, Mike, Shiloh, Silas, and Ashkan, who has no points yet to score, and Silas, she hasn't got any points to score. So yeah, that is your championship standings. Let's get into the starting grid for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So it is going to be Megan, your last race winner. She's on pole with Yaya starting in second place. Megan third and Yaya in fourth in the championship, by the way. Connor, what a surprise now. He got back up into play. Third place for him with Mike line up in fourth. Best qualifying, I say, for Mike. Maya will line up in fifth with Branson starting in sixth place. Ashkan, well, that's a good qualifying start position for him. Starting P7 with Ethan in P8. Sailor, she will start in ninth place, and then Maddie will round out the top 10. Then we have Parker starting in 11th, and then the likes of Elijah starting in 12th. His teammate Shiloh will start 13th, and then Sawyer, your champion leader, starting 14th. You have to get a bad point from him. And for Noah, he's starting 15th. Brindley, what happened to Brindley? Starting P16. Lux Pull Racing doesn't look like after pace today, with Rare also starting 17th. Salash, she will start 18th. Jordan 19th. And finally Biggie will round up the field starting 20th. But I've got to say, your top 3 drivers, they're starting outside the top 10. And Yaya, Megan, those guys who are in 3rd and 4th in the championship, they're starting on the front row. So this is going to get interesting, because if Megan or Yaya win this race, this could be a big championship decider in the finale in Brazil, in Interlagos. But we're going to find out, ladies and gentlemen, because here we go. It is time for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, because the 5 red lights are up on your screens. 4 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. And that's a good start from Megan off the line. But it's not like the lights of Yaya trying to make the move up into the inside. Now into turn 1. The brake brings her into the chicane. Yaya will have the inside line when Megan get back down the inside, and Megan reclaims the lead. Now we've got 5-second penalty, but behind her, Mike is making the move on Connor, and Mike's going to get the move done. Mike is through, and Mike is up into P3. Connor dropped down to P4, and now Branson is giving Connor a lot of pressure. He's going to try and look for the inside. Can he get the move done? No, he can't. It's not like Connor managed to hold on to that position, and Connor has to stay put. EP5, or maybe not. Branson got the move done. Branson is through as we head round the lights on turn 13. A long left-hander now into the next fast few corners. As you can see here, it's such a fast track. You do not want to make mistakes at this track at all. Always, it could compromise you, as we just saw Ethan just make a move on Salish there, and now Maya is giving the likes of Salish a lot of pressure, and Maya with the soft compound tyres, can she get the move done as we head into the braking zone, into the final DRS sector, and that is sector 3, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's a little sprint to the last corner, and if you get a good exit out of the final corner, you could make a good overtake into turn 1. As you can see, lots of cars jockeying for position, but for Megan, she is leading the way as we end lap 1 out 17, and Branson is making quick work with Mike. He's using his battery to get past 1 and to get past 2, but Branson and Yaya going to get overtaken by Branson right now, and Branson to the inside, Yaya defends, and Yaya stays ahead of Branson. That would be incredible if Branson managed to get past Mike and Yaya, but Yaya did a beautiful job to defend our position, and she's on medium compound tyres, and I gotta say, no one's on the hards, some people on the mediums, but a lot of drivers on the softs, as things will now calm down a little bit as we're watching Sawyer trying to catch Shiloh, behind Shiloh actually, as we head now through turn 13 for the second time in this race. And I gotta say, championship wise, let's see how Sawyer's doing. There he is actually, he's sitting down there in P12, so you need to make some more decisions, because Megan and Yaya, they could become a big threat in this championship. It's not over till it's over, they say. So yeah, Megan and Yaya, they could be back in this championship fight, because Sawyer, he's just consistently getting bad results, but he is finishing in the points to keep on to this lead. But for Brindley, well, yeah, Brindley championship doesn't look pretty good either. She's down there P5 at the moment, so she was second place, but she had really horrible races the past 3 episodes, and that's where she is right now. But it's not about winning the championship. Well, obviously it is about winning the championship, but you do have a chance of going into FA Season 6. I did say this at the start of this season, the top 5 drivers in the championship will be going to FA Season 6, just to bear in mind. So there's lots more opportunity. If you don't win the championship, you can still try and get yourself in the top 5, and I gotta say, the top 5 battle in the championship is looking very, very close. No one is safe, and that's why it's crucial to get as many points as you can in this race and in the last race, because things are getting very, very tight. As you can see here, Megan, she's now 3 seconds ahead of Yaya. She is absolutely gone, Megan. And Yaya, well, she's left defending against 1, 2, 3 cars behind her. And so her new teammate, the reserve driver of Ashcan, he's doing really pretty good actually, staying there in P7. I believe he started this race in 7th place, so he's staying put where he is right now. So yeah, he's having a very decent first ever race, and as I said, it's his first ever FX race, his debut in the FAX Racing series. So yeah, let's see what Ashton can do, if he can try and get some more moves, but it's going to be a little bit difficult because he's in a soft tie sandwich right there between Salish and Maya, so it's not going to be easy because those softs are definitely the best tyres so far. But later on in this race, the mediums will come into play as we're watching now Branson running out the final corner, and I forgot to say the DRS is enabled, and Connor, my goodness, Donkey Do! Connor just made a double overtake before we get into turn 1. Where did he come from to get himself into 2nd place? Great move from Connor, and now that invite Mike into the party. Can Mike get a double overtake into the lights of the chicane? Can he get the move done? Connor's still there. The two of them side by side, and Connor stays in 2nd place yet again. Mike come for a double overtake. It failed yet again, but my oh my, that was very close to a big crash, I must say, as now we're watching Mike trying to get past the likes of Yar, fighting it out with Yar, and now going for it on Connor. Connor's doing all he can to try and keep trying to keep his team back in contention in this race, because remember, the Constructors Championship, that is also looking very, very tight indeed. So yeah, Connor, he needs to get as many points as possible. Yes, he may be out of this championship fight, but he is in play to get into FAC to 6 and get his team a Constructors Championship. So it's all to play for in the closing moments of this season, after watching Yara defending against so many drivers right now. Salish I'm talking about Branson. I'm talking about Ashkan as well. These guys are getting very, very feisty. There we go. Ashkan on board with him. Watching the lights of Branson and Salish. The two teammates going side by side round the final corner. And Ashkan actually using the ERS battery, using his battery to get past a couple of cars into turn one. That's a great move, but can he get the move done against Salish? He's side by side and he's through. Ashkan up into P5. Great move from him. And Yaya, she was fighting up for the podium, fighting up now, down in P7, trying to get past the likes of Salish, trying to get back up, trying to recover actually for what she lost out, as she's now closing in onto Ashkan, who is behind her. Salish now looking for the move on the likes of Yaya into the lights on turn 13. Oh, virtual safety car! Oh no, it's Ashkan! Ashkan is in the wall, and Ashkan is out! He's out on the race! The car got up to smoke. Is that an engine failure? I think that is, as we get some laps later, and race control has called a safety car for that incident. What happened with Ashkan? His first ever FX debut. Not how you want to start it, and it's ended with an engine failure and possibly a brake failure as well, because he went straight in the wall, no brakes at all. So yeah, what a shame for Ashkan. His only debut in FX, it lasted only 5 laps. That is just so unlucky. That is so unlucky for Ashkan. He's going to be absolutely disappointed because he was running well. He was looking like that he's going to get some points today. And unfortunately, some things that you can't control, it got him out of the race. And that's reliability, and that's racing for you guys. Sometimes you just have to accept defeat. And unfortunately for Ashkan, on his first ever FAX Racing debut in the FX series, it has ended here in Saudi Arabia for 5 laps. Oh, that's absolutely disappointing, as we're watching so many drivers coming to the pits right now. And I gotta say, Connor and Salish, they haven't pitted, which is very interesting, because literally the whole field have pitted. Megan pitted for the hards, Noah has pitted for the mediums, Mike has pitted for the hards, Salash pitted for the sauce, Yarb's pitted for the mediums. So we got lots of mixed strategies going on here as we go back to Greenberg Racing. Connor and Salish, they've both been on those mediums and sauce from the start of this race, but look at the state of Connor's tyres. Those tyres look very, very bad and starting to wear out. So I don't know if they're going to be able to defend against the fresh tyre compounds or the fresh slates, mixed slates strategy from Megan, Noah, Mike, Salash, Yaya, Branson, Maya, Elijah, or from the whole top 10. Well, we're going to find out because we're back racing here in Saudi Arabia. Connor got a good launch, but Salish got off a little bit slow, and now we're going to see what can Megan do. Can Megan get past Salish? Is she going to be alongside Salish? I look like she is. Yes, she is. There goes Megan alongside with Salish already, and you can see Salish already trying to go for the lead, and now Megan to try and snip her way through the two of them, side by side, through the chicane. Can Megan the move done? Yes, she does, and now she's going to send her round the outside, nearly hit the wall against Connor. Now, coming up into the likes of turn 13, Connor got the move done. He defended the lead. Very, very close racing between those 3 drivers, but well done to Connor. He managed to get that move done, but how long can he keep Megan at bay? She's on press from Commodores. You can see her absolutely right at the back of Connor. What can he do? He's using all the battery, he's using all the ERS, but the grip, the power, the momentum from Megan, it doesn't look like it's going to get her into the lead of the race. Can Connor defend into chicane down the inside? Megan goes, and Megan is through, and she takes the lead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Oh my goodness, that was hard fought from Megan there. I gotta say, big hats off to Connor. He defended that as much as he can. He did everything to try and keep Megan at bay, but those hards, they just look like the Ballot Combat tires. As there goes Mike now. Mike is going to make his way through up into P2 as the DRS is enabled. Mike, he's in play for a race win as well. Don't count out Mike, ladies and gentlemen. He's in this fight, but yeah, look at this. Connor and Sealish, they are dropping positions right now. I just feel like that might be gonna drop outside of the points, unfortunately. I just feel like they should have pitted during the safety car, like everyone else. Why did they not pit it during the safety car? I don't know, especially for Connor, because, I mean, he might be the best shot to try and get in front of Motorsport some points and to help them stay in this constructive fight, but I don't know. I really don't know. I just don't think that Connor is gonna finish in the points today, because he should have pitted during the safety car. He should have pitted during the safety car, and now he is finding himself against a swarm of faster cars with fresher tyres, and you could just saw Mike just make her way through there. So yeah, I think Connor is he's in big trouble. He's in big trouble, and so is the likes of Sealish. She's already outside the top 10. No points for her. So yeah, big mistake for Connor and Sealish, as we're watching now Yaya catching the likes of Mike catching the likes of Megan, and Mike could be going for the lead of this race. The DRS is enabled, and DRS is going to get him into the inside of Megan. Can Megan defend against the lights of Mike and Megan side by side now, out of the lights on turn 4 into turn 5 we go. The big chicane, can they get it, keep it clean? Actually, maybe they can. Yes, they're still going side by side, and Mike got the move done, and Mike takes the lead, but Megan's still going to stick her nose in there. Mike cover her up, and Mike stays in the lead of the Grand Prix. Brilliant move from Mike, brilliant fighting for Megan, but in the end it is Mike who won that battle for now. We still got 7 laps to go, and we do know that this is going to get a little bit spicy. I feel like Mike, Megan and Yaya, those might be your drivers who's going to be fighting out for the win today. And if Megan win this race, I think she will get the most race wins in this season so far. Look at the likes of Megan. She's using the battery right now to get past the likes of Mike. Brilliant move from her. But Mike's going to fight this one back. Can he get a good momentum around the corner? And he does. He slingshot his way past Megan. I think he used the DRS advantage as well. Megan didn't have the DRS, and that means she's going to fall vulnerable to Yaya now. Actually round the final corner of this race. Can Yaya get the move done? Megan's got the DRS. Yaya's using the DRS and the battery to make a double overtake before we get into turn 1. Yaya now leads the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. That's a brilliant move from her. An easy move actually, because Mike and Megan, they have nothing in their tank to defend that one, and Yaya with the mediums is now leading the Grand Prix here in Saudi Arabia. But the big question is, can these mediums and can these hards go to the end? Because I see a lot of hard runners. I just feel like some drivers are trying to go for one stop. That means they're trying to take these tires to the end of the race. Can they make it, or is the 2-stop is your best bet? Let's see, because I just saw some 2-stoppers, and Sawyer, he has just pitted actually, and Noah, he has pitted, so they've gone for a 2-stop here. Will that help them in the closing stage of this race? As we're watching now, Mike and Yaya having a fight for the lead of the race, and Yaya, she has worn out mediums, so those mediums are starting to worn out. So I gotta say, I don't think these mediums are gonna go to the end. The hards, still like you're gonna do some time management with the hards. So I think that is what Megan's doing, because Megan has dropped back a little bit, and I think she's trying to manage her tires, because maybe those hards may not make it to the end. But for Mike, he's pushing, because he has Yaya right behind his tail, and it will mean the world for Mike if he could get a win here, because he has struggled throughout the whole season. Yes, he has good qualifying, yes, he has good races, but his season, in my opinion, I don't think he had the best season in the FX Season 5 series, as Yaya just got the move done on him and snatched that lead away with the DRS, and Yaya's now leading here in Saudi Arabia. But now we're on board with the likes of Megan. So Megan has clawed back the gap, maybe because of these two are fighting too much, and now Megan could have an opportunity here to try and get past these guys. But we've got to watch the two stoppers, because they might play in a big factor near the end of this race. Let's see as we're watching now. Mike closing in on the lights of Yaya. He's going to go for the inside. Can Mike get the move done? And I feel like Yaya is losing touch. She has some time navigation, and Mike is through. Yaya switch to the outside, trying to cover up Megan, and now switch to the inside to get past Mike. Oh my goodness. Really defensive driving, and the aggressor, I must say, from Yaya to try and get this lead. She knows that Megan is right behind her tail, trying to shut the door on her, and now it just paid dividends. Just now she's down P3, and Megan got the move on Mike to take the lead on the Grand Prix. She sees the opening, she saw the mistake, she's like, okay, I'm going to go for it, and now she's leading here in Saudi Arabia. My goodness. I wonder that's going to get questioned by Megan by that big defensive move from Yaya earlier in the lap. But Yaya, she's dropping back, and now Mike is going to make the move on Megan with the DRS, and Mike is back up into P1, back into the lead of the Grand Prix as we're watching more drivers going in for a two-stop. So maybe the two-stop is the strategy. Maybe some of these tires will not make it to the end, but look at the set of Yaya tires. Yaya's tires are absolutely done for. As we're watching now, Maya, Salash, I believe, coming out of the pits. Maya on the mediums, Salash on the softs. So this is going to get very, very interesting to see which strategy is going to pay off. As we're watching now, Megan and Mike, they're the only two up there fighting out for the lead. Yaya, she has pitted. Yaya has pitted on this lap. So that means her chances of winning this race is definitely out of the equation. Oh dear, Luck Post Racing, they made a big mistake. They made a big mistake with their strategy, and now they have to hope that Brindley can pull her team into the points, but I just don't know. I just don't know if it's going to happen. So, now remember our championship leader Sawyer, as Mike made the move on the likes of Megan. Remember Sawyer, when he made that two-stop onto the softs, he's now P6, and now the hards are starting to degrade. So Mike, Megan, Shiloh, Maddie, Elijah, those guys could be in trouble and could be under threat by Sawyer, because now he's in clean air to catch up to the guys in front. I don't think Sawyer is going to catch Mike and Megan in time, because we're on the podium lap of this race, but a podium seems to be possible for him today, and that will be an incredible drive from Sawyer to try and get as many points to make it look harder for his rivals coming into the finale race. We're watching these guys, Brindley, Rame, Branson, Biggie, Maya, they're all having a big scrap, because there's some cars that have been on those tires for a very long time now. I think it's Rame who's on those worn out hards, who is just holding up the whole traffic jam that's going on behind her. But our main attention is Mike and Megan, and Shiloh, she's been P3. If she can bring her car to home at a podium, that'd be incredible stuff. But Sawyer, he's going well quicker than these guys. He's going very quicker than these guys. So yeah, this is going to get very interesting. But our fight, our heads are now down to this: Mike versus Megan. If Mike wins this race, that will be his first ever race win in an FX series. But if Megan wins this one, that will be, I believe, 3 race wins in her career, and that will bring her up into P2 in the championship. And with the DRS and with the ERS, there goes Megan to the inside of Mike. Can Mike send it back down the inside? Megan defends. He has a great momentum out of the corner. It is Megan, and she's back. I'm into P1. Now we're on the final lap of this race. What can Mike do? Can he do anything in his power to try and get past Megan? This is the final lap, and he's running out corners. What can Mike do? Can he go for a sneaky move here in turn 13? No, he's a bit too far back. Megan's doing a great job. All Megan do is just push pushed to the end because she still haven't got this race ended and done with. Here is Mike. What can he do? DRS enabled. Does he have enough battery? No, he does not have any battery. I think he's used the battery down the main street coming into the final lap. And because of that, Megan, she's slightly pulling away as it heads into the final Corey chicane. 23 into 24. Now 25. Mike is well back. I think Megan has done it. And Megan, what a drive she has produced today. Managing her tyres, making the one-stop work, and as she round the final corner, here's the punter race of the FX Season 5 Series. Megan is going to cross the line and wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and because of that, she's going to move up into second place in the championship. Sawyer just beat money to the line for P3. What a drive for the championship leader, but the finale is on. I think Sawyer against Megan is for the championship as we look at the results. Wow, what a race. That is incredible. Megan finished the race in first. Mike, he's got to be disappointed. He's got to be disappointed with that. Has to settle for second. Sawyer, what a drive for P14 to P3. Very up Maddie, Granson, Shyla Meyer, Brindley, Elijah, Yara Parker, Ethan, Biggie, Rai, Sailor Salash, Jordan, Connor, Noah, and Ashkan. Unfortunately, he retired due to an engine failure. But because of this, ladies and gentlemen, for Megan, that's 3 wins. And that's 2 wins in a row, remember, because she won in the last race in Monza. And now she won in Saudi Arabia. But that will definitely bring her into play in the championship. And my goodness, this championship fight is looking very close, because I think because of that, Megan is going to move to second in the championship, and it's going to be 20 points behind Sawyer. That would be insane. Let me see here. Here is the championship, and yes, Sawyer leading the way. Megan now second. So that means Sawyer and Megan, they are officially going to FAX Season 6. But third, fourth, fifth, Yaya, Rai, Brindley, Maya, yes, they're out of the race for the championship, but their spot in FAX Season 6 is definitely on. And as we look at the Constructors Championship, FAX Racing, they're not that far behind in Further Motorsport. So in Further Motorsport, they're still in a little bit of danger here in this Constructors fight. So all of this will be decided in the final race of the season. But yes, guys, it's Sawyer versus Megan for this championship. But not only that, who's going to be the last 3 drivers going in to FAX Season 6? Because Rara, Yaya, Brindley, they're definitely still in the danger zone, because Maya, Ethan, Connor, Parker, Salash, they're also in play. So yes, lots to look forward to in this championship fight. So that's how we conclude this episode. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you're ready for the finale, because it's going to be crazy. Bye bye and good night.